Yes, I'm ready.
All right, he's ready. Hey, this is Anthony.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
All right.
So, and I appreciate you already signing and paying. Hey, it doesn't get any better than that. I'm done. No. So, as far as property inspection, what it entails is a visual inspection. We're not tearing holes in the walls or anything like that. But everything that I can open, close, get in, get on, turn off kind of a thing, we've been able to do so. And there's two of us. That's why I'm continue to say we. But going through the report, you're going to see two different icons. You're going to see a blue bar, which is just going to be general information. So you're going to have photos of every room, below every sink, aerial shots from the drone, attic space, lots of information. Then you're going to see an orange bar, and that's going to identify any deficiencies. Right now, I'm just going to talk about what's wrong. When you get a chance, you can look over the report and see how beautiful the place is, but there's really not much to talk about what's wrong. But jumping right in, we're missing a couple screens in a few different areas. Pretty typical. And just to kind of touch base on the windows, they are original. So just kind of watch them over time. You know, that may be something down the road to, decide if you're going to start changing those out. But so far they look good. Everything was functional. Recommend servicing the tracks. They are aluminum, so they're, it's metal on metal. So white lithium grease works really well. So you'll see some information on that. We're missing a couple screen doors. There's a little scratch on this. I'm not sure what was going on there. The glass
everybody noticed that. We
scratched.
have no idea what that is.
So, there's really not much of a fix there. There is some soil. This big window over here behind the record player, everything's kind of built up out back, and there's a little soil on the glass and the frame. Just being picky. Maybe clear it away, just because soil and metal and glass over time, could become an issue.
Okay.
Minor stucco cracks / damage on the exterior walls. You have that really heavy troweled Spanish look out here. So it almost supposed to look like that, but there's a couple spots in the little courtyard out front, out back. There's that little storage, I'm not sure what you want to call it, by the shower enclosure.
Oh, the courtyard by the shower.
Yeah, there's just a little bit of deterioration there. As far as the garage, lots of personal belongings. I mean, she has it set up for a studio / photo / the whole shebang out there. But it looks like everything's been redone essentially. Wiring, everything looks great. Everything above 8 feet, all the wiring is proper. Down below, there's nothing exposed. Opener's functional. You have the fire doors good to go. There's no problems on that end. As far as the roof looks great. My only concern with the roof is there's not a spark arrestor on your chimney. Then I started looking around and not a single one has them. So I'm not sure if they took them off or they're coming back through. And now I just said they don't. Now I look across and I see one that does. But, everybody else does not. So I'm not sure what the situation was. But
do you need a spark arrestor when you're using gas?
You don't, but this fireplace is technically able to burn wood, even though they try to say do not. It is a true masonry fireplace. So I would install one. Okay. Aesthetically, they're nice too because it diverts the water or deflects the water if you're going to get heavy downpour. Now, we did get a lot of rain in the last couple of weeks, and I don't see any moisture in the firebox. So it tells me that the smoke shelf is working, but just so your own, kind of some of that information. As far as the attic, you have two accesses. I only accessed one, and I utilized the one in the garage that pull downstairs, has an access door. It's awesome. All kinds of storage up there. It's full now, so I'm sure it's going to look quite different when you take possession of the property. I'm assuming there's plywood down because I was where I could step, there was plywood, but there is a section in the back that does not. But I don't think you would need to expand it that much. Electrical system, main shutoff is located in the, what would that be? In front of the garage on the west side of the property. There's two double doors. You have your main power shutoff and you have your gas meter in there.
Okay.
The sub panel where all your circuits are located is within the garage on the firewall that leads to the interior of the house. No issues as far as the receptacles throughout. Everything tested with proper continuity and polarity. I didn't have any issues whatsoever there. There is a soft water system here in the property. It's really beyond our scope. I see it. It's there. I don't test it. There's really not. It's from anything for me to do. I just want to ensure we don't have any leaks, which we do not. Water pressure looks good. We're right at 60 pounds. Want to be between 60 and 80 pounds of pressure. Tankless water heater was installed in 2022. Looks terrific. You're going to always constantly have a drip because this is a different style of tankless water heater. It's meant to be inside and it can self-vent. So that's why what you're getting dripping is the condensate. But fortunately, you have a sink right below, so it works out perfectly. So you'll see that. I do recommend servicing that, once a year. Definitely have to service them. If not, I promise you it will fail. They just run in reverse and it kind of runs like CLR through it. So you'll see that. Furnace, slash heat pump is located in the garage as well. That was replaced in 2022 as well. So water heater, furnace, and air conditioner slash condenser were replaced in 2022. No issues there whatsoever. The heat, we're getting 109 degrees on the heat, which is terrific. And on the cooling side, we were getting pulling in 76 degrees, putting out 55 degrees. 12 to 15 degrees is normal for a temperature split, and we're at what, 21 degrees. So that's terrific. Kitchen, everything looks great in the kitchen. Some of the cabinets just so wear and tear. I call it, there's some character, just because of age. It's just been painted, and they're kind of, you can tighten them up or adjust them a little bit. But as far as cosmetics, we try to steer away from that, just so you don't have a 150-page report to say, hey, I get it. It's from, the 80s. Laundry, I don't run her equipment, but it's here. You have the option for gas or electric. I noticed she's connected currently to the gas side. We were talking as well, your vents vertically up the wall. I do recommend just installing a powered ventilator, and all that does is as soon as the dryer kicks in and it registers, there's airflow, this vent kicks on and it pulls the air out, so you don't run the risk of having lint back up in your system. They're a couple $100. They're very easy to install. Bathrooms, the primary bathroom, the sink was a little slow draining, so you'll see that just probably has some gunk in there or whatever, just needs to be serviced. The faucet handle was leaking a little bit from the faucet was leaking a little bit from the handle, so you'll see that, and they look original. So it fits well with the decor. So I'm not sure what your plans are if you're gonna change it, but if not, you can modernize it because they are from the 80s. Primary bathroom door wouldn't latch properly. Just needs to be adjusted with the strike plate. So when the door closes, it still can just open right back up. It just needs to be adjusted. A little bit of corrosion and rust in the sink, typical type stuff. Toilet was a little loose at the floor as well. So anytime you have a loose toilet, instead of just trying to tighten them up, I always say pull the toilet, put a new wax ring down, set it, and then you're not going to have any problems. And then you can caulk 3 sides of the toilet. In that same shower, the grout was a little deteriorated, very typical. And then I do recommend installing ground fault circuit interrupters, the GFCIs, for safety, little red and black button outlets, just for safety purposes, anywhere that there's moisture. So kitchen, laundry, bath, garage, all that good stuff. Minor drywall cracks were noted in a few spots, a couple drywall, minor holes. Other bathroom, same thing. Toilet was a little bit loose at the floor. The faucet was leaking, same thing. I think it's just about time for those. They're 30 plus years old, but they are functioning. They're leaking when you're running. All this stuff is very typical. Tub spout was dripping a little bit. The shower diverter, so when you engage the tub spout, all water should divert from the tub to the shower head. And right now we're getting about half coming out of the shower, out of the tub spout, and then the rest going to the shower head. And those just spin off, and you can change that out.
I've actually found if you just put those in
CLR or something.
Yeah, or vinegar.
Or vinegar. Yeah, a lot of times you can just tie a bag. I've seen people do that, or you can just take them off. It doesn't take much for the water to bypass that little, it's like a little dam inside. You're gonna have now there's just photos of the interior. So as far as this fireplace, real quick, masonry brick fireplace. If you really plan on actually utilizing it for wood, I would recommend what is called a stage 3 chimney inspection. It's a chimney suit that will come out and they'll run a flue up the camera up the flue to make sure everything's secure. But if you're going to use it for natural gas, the only thing I would recommend is installing a damper clamp, and that keeps the flue in the open position at all times, so you don't run the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Anthony, what's your other job?
I am a fire captain.
Just thought I'd throw that in
so
there.
anytime when it comes to the safety side of things, that's I wouldn't say expertise, but hey, sure it is. I've been doing that for 25 years.
I'm just putting you on the spot. It's all right.
For 20 years. So any of those things, yes, that is near and dear to my heart, just because unfortunately with the other job, I've had to go on too many situations when people don't pay attention and they lose their life. So not a good thing.
But as far as gas is concerned, not a big issue.
Not a big deal. Just the damper clamp, so it's flowing properly. You do have, one last thing, carbon monoxide and smoke detectors we do have throughout the property. If the carbon monoxide detector ever goes off, open up some doors, get outside, check your cheeks. If they're rosy, there's something going on, then come back inside. Because usually those will never go off. There's a purpose for those. A lot of people just go, oh, there's no big deal. So besides that, everything else for me is considered cosmetic. Little dings and dents. She does have a lot of stuff here. So once everything's out of here, you may have a couple holes and some things in some walls, but I'll tell you, the bones are great. I mean, it's really more or less you making it your own. and you will have the report within the hour. So if there's any questions, concerns, please feel free to reach out. But that's it. Thanks again.
God, I got to get this up before an hour. Okay.
Well,
all right, Anthony. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.